Hello students, welcome to English Got Served, where we'll be going over verb tenses today. And what verb tenses are is how we can tell when something's happening in terms of time. We have the past tense, the present tense, and the future tense. So essentially what these are is, like I said, they refer to time. And we have the past, which means that it is happening previously to the current time. We have the present tense, which means it's currently happening in time, and the future tense, which means that it has not yet happened, but is expected to happen. So first off, we have the past tense, which we use to refer to something that has happened previously to the current time of speaking. So with the past tense, we can do two things. We can refer to something that's already happened, but that action is now done. We can also refer to something that's happened over a long period of time, or the action was continuous, but that action is now finished. For our example, we have the Vietnam War ranged from 1955 to 1975. I note the years because with that we can tell that it has happened over a long period of time. And with our verb range, we can tell that the action is now over, especially with our suffix ed, which tells us that the word is in the past tense. Alright, so next we'll be going over the present tense. With the present tense, we can refer to something that is currently occurring, or something that occurs or happens frequently. So our example will be Landon is walking. We can tell that this is in the present tense with the suffix ing. What that does, it tells us that it is happening repeatedly or frequently. And by that we know that the word is in the present tense. So lastly, we have the future tense, and what the future tense does is it tells us that it's going to refer to something that has not occurred yet, but it is expected to happen. So we can use this to give or ask for information. We can use it to talk about something that's thought to happen, but we're not completely sure that it's going to happen yet. Or we can use it to make a threat or a promise. So we have a few examples here. We have, can you lead me to the nearest pharmacy? So what this does is asking for some information, asking for directions. But what makes it, the future tense is the can you. It's completely hypothetical because we're not sure if we're gonna get there or not. Another example would be the end is near. It's talking about something that could happen, but we aren't sure yet. And lastly, we have I will harm you, and I promise you. So first off, we have a threat and a promise. These are future tense because, like I said before, it's assuming that it may happen, but we're not completely sure that it will. Alright, so we have a couple more things to go over in order for me to make time in this video. So we'll be going over the continuous tense, which refers to something that's happened in the present tense, but isn't going to occur or happen over and over again. And for this to happen is we need to add the suffix ing to a verb. So we will have our verb swim, which we'll add the suffix ing to, which will be swimming. And what this does is put the verb in the present participle form. And when we add a subject and another verb, but we put in the present continuous tense, we get he is swimming, which puts the sentence in continuous tense. So lastly, we have the perfect tense, which represents an action that has been completed, and we can use the perfect tense in the present, past, or the future. Although to use this, we have to use the words have or had, along with the subject and a verb in its past participle form. So there are three ways we can do this. We can use a subject with the word had after it, which will put in the past perfect. We can add she has had, which will represent something in the present tense, but it's happening continuously. And we have I have, which also represents something in the present tense. And lastly, we have the future perfect tense, which we will have to use the subject followed up with the words will have to indicate that it will happen, but not right now. And that's it for the video. Hopefully I don't have to do this again because it's not that enjoyable.